So we saw previously that the price elasticity of demand was 4 up here, 1 here, and 1/4 down here. By the way that we defined these terms elastic and inelastic, that means that our demand was elastic here at a price of 8. It was inelastic down here at a price of 2. And right in the middle where we had our revenue maximum, we call that unit price elasticity. A price elasticity of 1 is referred to as unit price elasticity. Now, this also tells us what we should do to price in order to increase revenues. If we're up in this elastic region, we should decrease our price, and that would increase our revenue. If we're down in this inelastic region, we should increase our price. That's going to increase our revenue. Now, firms would typically not choose to price down here in the inelastic region. Let's think about why that is. If we raised our price, then two good things would happen. One, we'd make more revenue, right? Because moving toward this unit price elastic point increases our revenue. But two, we're reducing our quantity, and so that means that we don't have to produce as much. We can make cost savings by not having to produce as much while getting revenue gains from producing less and selling it for a higher price. So we definitely would not be maximizing profits down here in the inelastic region. Now, it might seem to you that that would mean that firms would choose to price right here, but that's actually not that common. Most firms will actually choose to price somewhere up here in this elastic region. And to think about why, think about what happens if you do price right here. The revenue is not changing very much around here as we change our price. We can confirm that by going back to this little exercise here. If we raise our price from $5 up to $6, notice that our revenue barely changes. We get just a little bit lower revenue, but also notice that our quantity changes by a fair amount, right? Our revenue goes down by only 4%, but our quantity goes down by a full 20%. So we're going to get some massive cost savings here by raising our price a little while losing very little in the way of revenue. And so for that reason, most firms are going to choose to price somewhere up into this elastic region, with how far up you go depending on how much you have in the way of costs. If we didn't have any costs, if it didn't cost us anything more to serve an extra customer, then we would just want to maximize revenue. Can you think of any situations in which a firm would have effectively a zero cost to sell to an extra customer? So a good thing to think about here is digital products, right? Digital products cost essentially nothing to provide an extra copy of. A video game or a song or a movie. If these things are being distributed electronically, then there's essentially no cost to producing and selling an extra one. So it would make sense to charge the unit price elastic price. Or another similar one here is a sporting event or concert that's not going to sell out. If it doesn't sell out, then there's no cost to adding an extra customer, an extra concert goer or viewer of the sporting event or whatever. And so in that case, those firms would probably charge pretty close to this unit price elastic price.